The Tea Party is not an organization, but thousands of grassroots groups that spontaneously came into being in reaction to government actions that seemed to be nothing less than a reckless endangerment of the economy and of liberty. These grassroots groups became a decisive factor in giving Republicans control of the House and control of a majority of state governments in 2010. Yet the destructive tide that gave birth to the Tea Party is still running strong. Hi, my name is Edgar Dolman, and I'm president of Virginia's 99th District Tea Party. I'm making this video series because I've been asked to share about what I see as the Tea Party's challenge. It's not a simple challenge, and I've broken it down into a set of short topics. First one is our problem, liberty or progressivism. The nature of progressivism. The problem of human nature in this issue, and the problem of complexity in this issue, what our goals should be, what strategies to achieve our goals do we need, and look at those strategies on both the political front and the cultural front. The root cause of our challenge is a conflict of two incompatible views on the nature of liberty and government that has come to a head in our time. And this helps explain why in politics all we seem to see is partisan fighting. So what are these antagonistic visions? Well, on one side we have the vision of our nation's founders. The Declaration of Independence expresses that vision, that men are endowed with certain inalienable rights by nature and nature's God and not by man, and that the primary purpose of government is to secure those rights from human threats or abuse. The founders realized the problem of preserving liberty in a society of imperfect people. Madison described it this way. Well, since we're not angels, nor are we capable of finding angels to govern us, the Constitution was designed with precautions to define a limited government of a few specified powers, and within that government a separation of powers as checks on each other. But for over a century, a directly contradictory vision has been gaining influence: progressivism. Progressivism arose in the late 19th century in American academic and intellectual circles that were influenced by German philosophers. Here is their view of human liberty. As you can see, the key idea is that social expediency rather than natural right is to determine the sphere of individual freedom of action. Their idea of government is also very different. Woodrow Wilson, one of our first progressive presidents, expressed the progressive view of government this way. Here again is the key idea, that no line can be drawn between private and public affairs which the state may not cross at will. In short, there's nothing in human affairs, private or public, that the state may not regulate, and no individual right that cannot be given or taken away based on the state's view of what is expedient. Now, why in the world would they think this? Progressivism holds that modern industrialized society is too complex and must be managed and controlled by experts. And to them, this means that the limited powers and checks and balances in the Constitution have become outdated due to the march of human progress. Thus, progressives proposed a new form and purpose of government, the administrative state, where the role of government is the, quote, universal superintendence, end quote, of the affairs of the people rather than the protection of their rights. So, how has their vision worked? I will talk about that in the second part of my little video series.